Hello and welcome to Blue Spoon Veggie. I'm home alone for a couple of days and looking forward to a little self-indulgent time, doing a little light cooking of some of my favourite foods. I'm a firm believer that we shouldn't give up on tasty meals just because we're cooking for one. I'm also going to take you on a little walk with me around the Scottish capital of Edinburgh, where I'm lucky enough to live. While browsing a veggie cookery book this morning, I found something surprising. Over 80% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. Please help my little channel grow and click the subscribe button. Thanks. Now, when I say self-indulgent, I don't necessarily mean really expensive. Maybe it's a food you wouldn't normally eat at a particular time, like these cottage cheese pancakes I'm making for breakfast. I think cottage cheese might be a love it or hate it food, but I personally really only like this one brand, which can be quite hard to find. This is barely even a recipe. Generally, I make it up randomly each time. Just beat together some cottage cheese. I'm using half of this tub, so around 125 grams. Flour, this is wholemeal, but it doesn't have to be. Half a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of sugar. 1 egg. And a little vanilla. Give that a good mix, no need to worry about lumps. It's a good excuse to use my crepe pan, a kitchen item I never owned until this year, but which makes me happy when I use it. After a light brush of oil, let's cook up the pancakes. The batter has made quite a lot of pancakes, so I'll freeze any extra and then bring them back to life in the toaster. I'm going to serve the pancakes with a second food that isn't popular in my house, except with me. It's bananas. I know, can you believe anyone wouldn't like innocent and cheerful bananas? Just joking, we all have our own tastes. Along with some maple syrup and Greek yogurt, this made a lovely breakfast, full of brain fuel for a morning at my desk. At least I can dream about a special lunch, which takes 2 items off my list. First, broccoli. I love broccoli. I could eat mountains of it and would add it to most meals. I'm going to indulge even more here by making another meal that suits just my tastes. It's curry for lunch. Generally, I think lunch needs to be a quick meal to put together, even on a self-indulgent day, so I'm using some frozen curry paste cubes that I made another day. These are based on my tikka masala paste, but I've whizzed in a cooked onion to make whipping up an emergency curry even quicker. Don't they look beautiful, like cubes of fudge? I'll get the rice going because the curry won't take long to make. Chop up some lovely broccoli and put it on to steam. I'm adding some coconut cream to the curry paste, about 70 grams of coconut cream. Now I'm going to add another tasty green veg, frozen green beans. To freeze fresh green beans yourself, simply boil for 2 minutes, blanch in iced water, dry and freeze in bags. When you want to add them to cooking, just heat them through and they're ready to serve. The broccoli's cooked now, so I'll add that to the little curry. And a few chopped cashews to add crunch. And it's time to dish up my broccoli curry for lunch, and I feel very happy doing so. Do you eat at a dining table when you're on your own, or does that seem overly formal? Maybe it's not that uncommon in the West for many people to see curry as more of a dinner dish, but I think that's definitely our loss. Now let's leave the kitchen and go for a walk. Edinburgh, where I feel fortunate to live, is a pretty lovely city. Let me show you around a little. I never tire of wandering its streets and noticing interesting details. We have buildings like this, and this, and this. For instance, James Clerk Maxwell was born in this house. Look up his bio if you like. Also this. Nowhere's perfect. a palace, a castle, buildings that look a bit like castles but aren't, and some that were never finished. Out to the north there are islands in the estuary, to the south crags and hills. After catching up on some work for the rest of the afternoon, it's time to make myself dinner. There's a food my partner hates more than any other. If he was a vampire, this would be his garlic. I think that analogy works. It's these cute and mainly harmless individuals, mushrooms. Since mushrooms are a pretty pungent vegetable, I usually only cook them when I'm home alone, like tonight. It's a chance to use some corn Swedish meatballs as well, which Mr. Blue Spoon is unimpressed by. Tell me in the comments what you think if you've tried them. Together these ingredients suggest to me a dinner of creamy mushroom sauce, corn balls and mashed potato. I decided to make the mashed potato first. They're done. I'll set that aside while I get on with the mushroom feast. I love chopping mushrooms. It's like chopping through air. These are chestnut mushrooms, and this is around 100 grams. Once the mushrooms are chopped finely, it's time to start frying the fake meatballs in some sunflower oil. They like to be cooked gently over a low heat. Now I'll remove them and give the pan a wipe to remove most of the oil. I've added some butter to the pan, and now I'll fry this finely chopped shallot and a grated garlic clove, a great start to any flavourful sauce. Now that the shallot and garlic have softened in the butter, it's time to add the finely chopped mushrooms. I'll cook these for around 5 minutes. To thicken the sauce slightly without making it heavy, I'm adding just 1 teaspoon of flour. Now some vegetable stock and a good splash of white wine, and that can simmer for 10 minutes. While I remember, I'll pop in some salt and pepper. That's reduced down nicely, so it's time to finish the sauce with a splash of cream, or 2 splashes, and a sprinkle of parsley. I'll return the cooked meatballs to the pan now and reheat them in the sauce. While I'm doing this, the mash is also gently reheating in the background. Everything smells delicious, and it's time to dish up a very mushroomy dinner. First, a sip of red wine. I think red and white wine are both amazing with mushroom dishes. This is heaven in a bowl, if I do say so myself. Remember that we all deserve the comfort that good food can make you feel, including you. Sometime later, I decided I deserved one final foodie treat today. It's custard, which I didn't make myself, and some chocolate melted in, and for good measure, some more banana. I've had a lovely day, work notwithstanding, and I hope you get the chance to spoil yourself soon too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon with more recipes and foodie thoughts from Blue Spoon Veggie.